Today I'm going to be showing the difference between the Motormax Saleen S7 diecast with the Hot Wheels 1/118 scale Saleen S7 diecast. Now let's start off the Hot Wheels one because, start this one off with Hot Wheels. The Hot Wheels 1/18 scale Saleen S7 has it looks more like the actual real deal Saleen S7 that you would see in real life. The color is more brighter and it's way bigger than the Motormax one. Interior is interior is very nice looking. It's very bright, though not very well detailed. It still looks nice enough. The rim size is obviously way bigger. Look at right here. Look at the rim size. It's so much bigger. Here's the back, of course. The license plate saying Saleen, and then the only part that does open is this, the back window. You can obviously see the inside of the interior, and here's the back part of it. Another little roll cage there. And again, this door opens as well. It's very nice to look at, and I personally prefer this over the Motormax one. So here it is, the Hot Wheels 1/18 scale Saleen S7. Let's move on to the Motormax one. It's it's smaller than the Hot Wheels one. It doesn't look too accurate to the real deal Saleen S7, but it still looks nice. You notice here, there's actually like a little. There's something covering this. Little dots around it here. In the Hot Wheels one, there's none of that. There's this nothing inside. In the Motormax one, this part actually opens. The hood opens. And the Hot Wheels one, it doesn't open at all. It's completely shut. Here I'm trying to open, but it won't open because it's never made for that. It's got a little dusty, sorry. The interior is different too. Sorry. The interior is different because it's completely black. It does look a bit more detailed than the Hot Wheels one, in my opinion. I think it looks cooler in black. The rim's different, so are the tires. You see here in the Motormax one, it's a lot smaller and it's more grayish all around. There's no Saleen logo on the middle spot. Whereas in the Hot Wheels one, it's still silver, but there's a Saleen logo on it, and you can actually see the brakes there, and you actually still see there too. The color on this one is a little bit more darker orange. It's still nice to look at, but I prefer the color on the Hot Wheels one. There's this part that's on the Saleen on this diecast, whereas in the Hot Wheels one there's none of that. It's just that. But here's a part on it for some reason. And here's the back of the Saleen, and on the Hot Wheels one it's a lot bigger, has more bright color to it. The back lights are not covered by blackness around it. Here on this one there is. It's covered by like a black circle. The license plate is different too, but that doesn't really matter. But on the Motormax one, you can actually open the trunk. Whereas on the Hot Wheels one, there is no openable trunk. Only you can open is this window. And even on the Motormax one, I think this part opens. Let me try and... Yeah, I actually don't think this part opens, but I need to... Oh wait, never mind, it does. Yeah, so on the Motormax one, this part opens, and so does the trunk. And there's even a Saleen logo on it. It says right here. Whereas in the Hot Wheels one, the only part that opens is this. There's no Saleen logo on the back part. So I think the Motormax wins the interior so in my opinion, the Motor Max has an advantage for Hot Wheels when it comes to the interior because it's more detailed. There's more layers to it. But there's the rims. I think it's broken for some reason. And also here's the steering wheel. I think it looks better than the one on Hot Wheels. Now let's get a better view of these both diecast. As you can see, when compared side to side, the Saleen, the Hot Wheels one is more wider and more bigger, and in my opinion looks better. The only problem is that it doesn't have. The problem is that I think the Motor Max version wins over against. I think the only thing the Motor Max does better than the Hot Wheels one is the interior. In fact, there's more openable parts around it. You can open the hood, the trunk, and it has more detail in the interior. Whereas in the Hot Wheels one, there's not that much detail in the interior. And although I like the color of the interior, I think it looks better with this blackness around it. But the advantage that Hot Wheels has over Motor Max is that the outside of the Saleen is more detailed. It looks more like the real deal. Whereas Motor Max is like kind of like a smaller version of it. And I don't really like the dark orange around it. I think the bright orange is better. And the tire size is, although bigger, the rim size is smaller. Whereas in the Hot Wheels one, the tires are bigger and also the rims are wider and more detailed too. And yeah, in terms of the outside look, in terms of the car, the outside look, the Hot Wheels one has the advantage because it just looks more better on the outside. When it comes to the interior though, I think the Motor Max does it better because it gives more detail to it. Whereas Hot Wheels has enough detail, but I don't think it really wins over Motor Max's interior design. So if you were to ask which one I prefer, I'd say the Hot Wheels one because I prefer my cars to look more accurate to how they look in real life. But at the same time, I'm not trying to diss on the Motor Max one because again, it's also really nice to have. Even though I say the Hot Wheels one is better in my opinion, I'm not saying the Motor Max one is trash because it's still nice to have. It's still good to look at. And for any car collector, well, you're probably gonna get this because you don't even care if the car's with detail or not. Because again, it's nice having a car in your collection. So that's all I have for today. Thank you for watching the video.